Good morning, everybody. I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble day. For those of y'all that don't know who I am, this y'all shorty Rachel. And like I said, I hope that y'all have a blessed and humble day, and y'all continue to have a blessed and humble day. I was supposed to do this live yesterday, but for 1 second, I didn't realize what yesterday was. So yesterday, I took the time just for me and my kids, because at the end of the day, Yesterday was my kid's father's birthday, and he's been passed away already, going for almost 6 years. So instead of doing a live yesterday, I decided to just spend some time with them and fall back on everything. So this live today, I'm trying to figure out how to do it. I'm getting the nerves, the courage to sit here and do this on a live, because it's not easy to. Well, I'm one person that doesn't really speak about her feelings. I don't really like talking about my feelings, and when I do talk to people, I talk to them for them to understand a certain situation, not to get no pity or none of that stuff, because at the end of the day, I've overcome a lot of situations. And sometimes we just need someone to listen to us, not someone to sit here and do certain stuff for us. But support, love and support is mostly what a lot of us need. And it's just crazy because it takes the broken to take care of the broken. Y'all don't understand what that means? Well, then by any means, take the time and look it up. But back to the subject. This live is me talking about my life story a little bit, the best way that I can. Speaking my truth. This is my truth from when I was young all the way to becoming an adult. Let me backtrack a little bit. From when I was young all the way to becoming a teenager, getting pregnant, having my firstborn, yeti, all the way into today, sitting here fighting for justice for my son. We all have a story, we all have demons, and we fight them all in our own hell. It's all about how we overcome and how we handle things. Don't worry, I'll get there. I'll get started in a minute. Basically, everybody's story has something, whether it's good, whether it's bad, but we all have a chapter in our story where somehow, some way, we've dealt with it. Some of us know that we have. Some of us don't know that we have. I don't know how to sit here and put it into words, but like I've said, our stories are not easy, and y'all about to learn mine today. So, and like I was saying earlier, the only reason I'm doing this is so that y'all can understand a little better. My story is not easy. I come from a real crazy background. I come from a family that is very, I don't know how to call it, old school or what you want to call it. My whole life, I really didn't know my family. I don't know who my dad is in reality. I've seen pictures here and there. I actually got to meet two of his kids, the ones that he had before me and my brother. And I got to see them twice in my life, and that's it. I got to meet maybe 2 or 3 of my father's sisters. That's it. After that, my mom made it possible for me not to see them again. Before that was the same thing. It's just crazy because, like, damn, the way I am today is because of the hell that I went through when I was younger. And a lot of us, like, our past either makes us or it breaks us. And in my situation, I feel as though, and it took me a while to realize it, that my past made me. And for a second, my past almost broke me. So basically, this is how it all goes, right? My name is Rachel. Actually, that's my nickname. But my whole name is Racheal Santiago. My mother's name is Raquel Rodriguez. Her marriage name, Raquel Rodriguez de Gonzalez. I have 4 other siblings with my mom that I know of. The other two siblings that I was just talking about are from my father by another woman. I don't know who she is. Um, I just know that their names is Pedro Juan Santiago and Teresa Santiago. Um, and like I was saying, my dad's name is Pedro Juan Santiago. So basically, that's what I know from my beginning. I don't know nothing else. All I know basically is me and what I grew up around and who I grew up with, which is basically my mom, and that's it. For a long, long, long time, my mom made me believe that other people was my dad. Listen, I grew up in a crazy household, like I keep saying, and to sit here and talk about the story, not something that's easy, but I'm going to do it. And maybe my story will help others out there actually, overcome certain situations. I'm not saying everybody's story is the same. And it's hard to talk about your past, especially when you left it right where it's at. So here we go. My name is Racheal Santiago. I told y'all who my parents are. From my birth certificate, it says that I was born in Ponce, Puerto Rico. My mom brought me here as an infant, real young. I was raised in Philadelphia from a baby to now. Like, I don't know nothing but Philadelphia. The only time that I did visit Puerto Rico was the day that I had to bury the father of my kids. And that was 6 years ago. So I really don't know what Puerto Rico is like. The only thing I do know about Puerto Rico is what I read, what I learn, what I hear. Other than that, I don't know nothing about Puerto Rico like that. I mean, like, what it looks like, what it's like. Like, I just know what a couple cities look like when I went to visit that one time. That's it. So, let's get to it. My mom brought me here at a very early age. From what I can remember, it was just me, my mom, my brother. I used to go to school here. They had transferred me from one school to another because I used to be a kid that used to lash out a lot, and I mean a lot. My mom never took the time to sit here and ask questions. In reality, she just went on with her life and did her. I know that I went to a couple of schools. One was Clara Barton here in Philadelphia. I forgot what the other two was. Taylor, and then came McClure Elementary. My mom married my sister's father. My two sisters, Isabel Gonzalez and Johanna Gonzalez, which right now we don't have a close relationship. But when we was younger, I was the one that ended up raising them. I was a kid raising kids. It's crazy, and I will get back into that. She married their dad. A little time in, we used to live all the way up in Roscombe Street around this time. Well, as most of y'all know it, a lot of our past isn't easy. A lot of our past comes with a lot of our elders keeping secrets. And I don't get tired of saying that I am a survivor. Because at the end of the day, that's what I am, and that's what I see myself as, a survivor. I survived the war. When my mom married this man, maybe 2 years in, I could say I was like 5 years old, going on 6. He started doing things to me that no man should do to no little girl at all. My reaction to the world was the worst, and now that I'm older, I see it. I didn't know what was going on with me. I started asking questions, yeti. I do know that out of all the social workers and out of all the DHS workers that entered my household, till this day, there's one that still checks up on me, and her name is Arnett Gonzalez. She used to work at La Salle University. And when I tell you that because of her, now that I'm older, I wish I would have listened to her when I was younger, but now that I'm older because of her, I know a lot of things, and I wish I would have known them when I was younger, or I wish I would have just took the time to just listen. But when we're young, we're hard-headed, especially when we're going through the stuff that we're going through. And it wasn't easy to sit here and get touched every day, get molested every day by this person, and in the beginning you're not knowing what's going on. You're feeling like you're dirty. You don't even know why you're feeling like there's so many thoughts going through your head. It's like I was a child that was suicidal for a long time, and still to this day I still try to figure out why is it that every suicide attempt that I did when I was young never went through. I tried jumping out the window multiple times, intoxicated with my mom's medication. I tied a rope around my neck, jumped out the window, and I'm still here. I grabbed the blade, sliced both my arms to the point where I'm not even supposed to be here. And I don't know why, but I'm here. All I wanted when I was young was for my mom to sit here and listen to my cry for help, but it never worked out like that. All I got from my mom was her screaming at me, yelling at me, to the point where I would just leave the house and do whatever I wanted. It was one point in time where my mom walked into the room multiple occasions and caught my molester doing what he did and did nothing. When I turned 9 years old, I had these 3 friends in school. I will never forget it because I was going, I think it was in Roberto Clemente. I had just turned 9, going on 10, I think it was. Yeah, I was 10. We just graduated from McClure. And I had just started Roberto Clemente, yitty yitty. I had a friend in there, and I guess she got tired of me always being depressed, always being sad, and stuff like that. And one day she just went up to the counselor's office and decided to say everything that was going on in my household. And that kind of like backfired on me a little bit with my mom, because ever since my mom like had a little vendetta against me. But we ended up going to court. My mom ended up testifying on my behalf because she had to speak, but then backtracked to everything when they told her that they was going to deport the father of my sisters to Mexico. And she kind of like just took her story back, and the only thing that I was able to do was that the social worker that I had, the lawyers and all that, they believed me, but there was nothing to could do when my mom did what she did, the way she did it. All this is on black and white, like, it's just messed up, my past, but at the end of the day, all I could do is just overcome it and fight for it. But nobody will ever understand, and the only way you will understand is unless you went through something like this, unless you yourself went through a situation similar like mine, or similar to other people that had to go through this. It is not easy to sit here and talk about this. Trust and believe that. It takes a lot. One way or another, in order for a lot of us to talk about this, we have to be known. And trust and believe, I'm hella hot right now. I don't give a fuck. Have my Mary Jane right now to get me through this, because this is not an easy topic to talk about. But getting back to it, like I was saying, I had this friend in school help me. It was hard because to break me, to open up my silence wasn't easy. I thought that nobody cared. I thought that if I spoke up that he was going to hurt my siblings. And it's already on DHS papers. Every time that I did try to speak up, he would hurt my brother in a way that, to the point where right now my brother is diagnosed with schizophrenia. And then not mild schizophrenia, is severe schizophrenia, to the point where my brother loses it and he just starts doing crazy stuff. But it is what it is. There's no saving my brother no more, because he's already, like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's a story for another life. But anyways, having to sit here and not being able to talk to nobody when you're going through something like this, it's not easy. And all I can say is that when I was younger, I didn't know what I thought about it. I didn't know, and I'm not saying I didn't know what I thought about it, like, I didn't think, when I was younger, I thought that I was the one that was wrong. Let's put it like this. I thought that I was doing everything wrong, that I was messing up, that that's why my mom didn't want to listen to me. yeti yeti. I believe that everything that he said was true. He hurt my brother to the point where I was scared, shitless. I shut down. I started treating everybody like shit. Every kid that touched me, I would end up in a fight with in school, and it wasn't right, but I didn't know what I was going through at that age, and nobody there to help me. And then little by little, people started walking into my life and explaining to me what was going on, and I was still confused. But as time went on, I kind of started understanding. When I met the father of my kids, I understood a little more. And it's crazy because we have families that are supposed to be there for you, fight for you, do everything for you. And at the end of the day, they don't do it. They'll sit here, they'll judge you, and talk smack about you without realizing, like, damn, is this person going through something? Should I do something? Can I help? No, they don't. And that right there kind of hurts. It makes me look at life kind of like, damn, what's the whole point of sometimes even trying to do something? But I have my own family that I created. BJ, take that out the oven. I have my own family that I created, and I love them. Family is not who you are born to. Family is who you create, who you make it with. That's who family is. Family is who's there with you through thick and thin, no matter what the situation is. Family is there willing to jump oceans for you. Not a puddle, oceans. Family picks you up when you're drowning. Love and support. And that's why I always said that at the end of the day, water is thicker than blood to me. And that's my opinion, and I don't care what anybody says. I mean, I know there's a lot of families out here, that have experienced a lot of stuff with their family members, yada yada, and they're able to make up and talk about it. Well, guess what? I never really got to experience that. So, as far as I'm concerned, right now, I know that what family is what you make of it. That's what I'm learning, and I can't nobody change that opinion from me. That's my opinion. If y'all got y'all opinion, y'all can leave it at the bottom. But like I said, this is my truth. This is my story. And I just want y'all to understand me a little bit. I know that a lot of people is going to probably type and comment a lot of stuff that's ignorant, rude. I know that I'm going to get a lot of love and support from. I know where I'm getting that part from. But I know it sure as hell ain't going to be from family, because from this video, I'm going to have a lot of the family members on my mom's side mad. But it is what it is. Like I said, when I needed my family when I was younger, I did have an aunt that popped up here and there. Right now, me and that aunt ain't in so much of good terms, and not because of me, but because that's how she chose it. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I created my own family, and I don't need no negativity. And what I'm learning right now is, like, damn, I wanted to meet my family so bad as I was growing up, especially when I was going through what I was going through in my household, you know, being molested, being touched, having to sit here and stay shut in order to protect my siblings and stuff like that. Like, that's not easy. And not once did anybody take the time to sit here and ask, yo, is you okay? Do you need this? Like, yada, yada, yada. No. They only came in when there was a problem, or a social worker got in and my mom was in trouble, without even sitting here trying to get two sides of a story. But see, me, like a normal child, all I wanted was my mom's love and affection. So never wanted to get my mom in trouble. I always thought that she was going to go to jail if I opened up my mouth. Like he used to tell me, like the way he made me stay shut was by beating on my brother and threatening the crap out of me. And so I made it to a certain age. One of my friends in school decided to speak up. And like I said, the only thing that I got out of it was mostly a restraining order. He is not allowed to be around me, but it's fucked up because at the end of the day, I didn't get my justice. But I overcame that situation. Because to sit here, and like I told y'all, the only way you can know this feeling is if you actually went through it. And y'all don't know, and y'all don't understand how it feels to sit here and tell your mom and tell your mother you're begging her for help because you're tired and you're fed up and you don't know what else to do. Your mom don't do nothing. She watches on the sidelines. I'm older now. And right now, what my family thinks about me, I don't give a fuck. I'm way older. I'm speaking up. I'm not staying shut like I used to. And if they got something to say, they all gonna come that. Because at the end of the day, ain't none of them helped me. None of them helped me when I was going through what I was going through with my mom. And regardless of my past with her, I stood by with that lady all the way to the very end. All the way to the very end, to the day that I had to bury that lady. There was times where I couldn't sit there and be next to her because at the end of the day, I had to respect her. Regardless, no matter what she put me through, all a child wants from their parent is love and affection. I went through hell with my mom. And regardless, every time she told me to jump, I said, how high? I got pregnant with my son Berwin, which most of y'all know my story, at the age of 16. Had him at the age of 17. I met his father at the age of 15. He was a very kind, wonderful man. Like, when I met him, he was so respectful. Like, all he wanted from me was to smile. We didn't know each other's ages at the time, and we both looked like we was at the same age around the time. So it's crazy and ironic because neither one of us really asked until a couple months later that we got to know each other. But by then, I was already in a relationship with him. But he was patient with me. He didn't want what these other guys out here wanted. I was 15 years old, and guys out here dressing gothic because of my past. I didn't want no man to even look at me. I completely shut down. I've been 302'd from the ages of 6 years old all the way to the ages of 15. The last time I tried to take my life, I was pregnant with my son, and that's because I went through an anxiety attack that turned into a panic attack, and I myself went voluntarily. But my son, me having him, made me do a whole 360, a whole 180, however everybody wants to call it. He changed my way of life, my way of thinking. When I had him, I decided to start going back to school, working at the same time. Like, I had, by any means necessary, to work. Mind you that when I did start trying to work, I found out that I couldn't work because I had an SSI check. Who the hell receives an SSI check for so many years for their child and doesn't tell them? This is why now that I have my child from the day that he got his check, because he has autism, he was first diagnosed with ADHD, I tell him the truth. I'm like, son, you get this, you get that, but, yeti yeti, and I explain to him everything. And I also want him to know that no matter what he has, no matter what the condition is that he has, he is able to go out there and work. He is able to pull it through. He is able to accomplish anything that he puts his mind through. And it's not no lie. Like, if we sit here and we listen to our kids, compared to what our parents did to us, our kids can actually accomplish everything they want in life. We had our parents push us to the side. Not all of us, but some of us, like I said, we all went through hell. And a lot of our parents didn't listen to us. Like I just told y'all, every time I sat here and I tried to scream or plead for help with my mom, I got ignored. All she cared about was having fun and spending money. That's why now that I'm older, on some real shit, when I get pissed off at people and they bring that money shit up, I work for this shit. I don't sit here. I work for this shit. I earned this shit. I bust my ass for this shit. I don't sit here and wait for this shit. Everything that my mom was, I don't want to be. I want to be the opposite of. Don't want to be like her. I don't want to ever treat my kids the way she treated us. I never want to ignore my kids the way that she ignored us. I never want my kids to ever go through what I went through. So yes, all I'm saying right now through this live is, parents, take the time, listen to your kids. When they're going through something and they're lashing out, something's happening. Instead of you screaming at them and coming at them for every little situation, take the time and listen and figure out what's going on and why your child is reacting the way your child is. There's a reason that your child is acting the way your child is. I don't get tired of seeing it over and over. When our kids lash out was for a reason. Remember when we was younger, at one point all we wanted was support. All we wanted was somebody to listen to us and stop getting blamed for the dumb shit that we didn't do. We lashed out in ways that Lord knows that was crazy. Like, come on. Like, our kids is doing the stuff that we're doing when we was younger. Who do y'all think they learn from? We need to break the cycle. I'm hoping that my story, I'm not going to go into 100% detail, but I'm explaining to y'all the best way that I can explain to y'all without going into them details that hurt the most. Why a lot of situations happen. It's not just the schools. It's also a matter of what's going on in our households. Like, I'm hoping that my story helps out on some real shit. We cannot keep shutting our kids down. We have to remember a lot of what we went through and a lot of the sacrifices, a lot of the pain that we went through in order to help our kids. We was them at one point. They're not all going through what we went through, but they're going through their own battles. And we should sit here and be that voice. We should sit here and stand up for them. Like I said, I went through hell. And never did I once let my past get to me. Now, let me rephrase that, because I did let it get to me. Never did I once let my past, I don't know how to put this into words for y'all to understand me. Like, my past was crazy. My past was hell. Like I said, I was a suicidal kid, and it took me a while to get the hint, like, to get myself together. Like, all right, this is how life is. This is a cold world. You got to get yourself, pick yourself up, and do what you got to do, or you're going to lose everything that you've worked for. Living in a household of parents that keep silent, that keep quiet, any type of molestation, any type of rape, it is not easy. That traumatizes you. I deal with PTSD. Every day of my life, there's something out here that triggers my past. In some way, somehow, I fight it. Because of my past, I suffer through panic attacks now. And that's not something that's easy to deal with, but I deal with it. At the end of the day, I want to sit here and see another day and fight for my child. I don't want my past to get me. And I don't want to be like my mom, every day in bed, complaining about something, popping pills, drinking on the weekends, and not doing nothing. I want to be a mother to my child. I want to enjoy my child. I want to fight for my child. I want to be able to speak up for my child. I want my child to look at me and tell me that they care about me, that I am their hero, not a celebrity, not no other person out there. I want my child to look at me and tell me that I've done a wonderful job as a mother. I don't want my child to ever look at me and tell me that I'm messed up, that this and that, and say some cruel words and make me feel the way my mom made me feel. So everything that my mom ever was, I'm the opposite of. I sit here and I listen, I ask questions, and I follow. I don't shut them down. I know when my child is lying. I know when my child is doing something wrong. I know what my child is not. I know them inside out because I am a detective. I am a mother. I am a police officer. I am their doctor. I am their lawyer. I am their judge. I am all of the above. I am everything that they need. And if I stop doing all of that, no matter how many times they say, oh, mom, leave me alone. Y'all see that sometimes these kids play around and parents be like, oh, my child is ignorant. Come on, like, stop doing all that shit. Like, if you're going to sit here and play with your kid and get them used to a certain way, don't put them down. It's just so much that I got to say, but right now, like I said, we all have a past to us, and there's ways that we overcome it. We all fight our hells in different ways. We all fight our demons and our own hell in different ways. But at the end of the day, my whole point of this is that these kids didn't ask to be here. We don't need our past to be their future. So regardless, at the end of the day, let's speak up. Let's stand up. Let's fight for these kids. Listen to them. Don't ignore them like our parents did. Right now, I got family members trying to come into my life right now, trying to tell me, trying to judge my book by its cover, when not once any of them sat there and helped me raise my mother's kids. Keyword, help me raise my mother's kids. I was a 10-year-old raising kids. Hello, 10-year-old getting molested, raising kids. Do y'all see that? I thought she was the mother, not me. Do y'all see where I'm coming from? I don't want my child to ever go through that. If I have a party in this house, I'm going to make sure I have a party with cameras all over my house. That's my opinion. But at the end of the day, what I went through, I don't ever wish it on nobody. Because till this day, like I said, I still suffer through PTSD. I get panic attacks out of nowhere for no reason. And these are illnesses that we get that are not passed on through genes. These mental illnesses that we suffer through are caused, are created. The anxiety, the panic attacks, the bipolar depression, the suicidal thoughts. This is stuff that is put onto us. It's taught to us. It is not something that is passed down through our genes. You know what this is called? Hate, envy, jealousy. I don't know. But at the end of the day, no grown man should be touching no little girl, no little boy that is not his. All I'm saying is, moms, dads out there. A lot of people hate the way that I say this, but I don't give a fuck how it comes out. Me as a woman, going through what I went through in my past, I know for a fact there's no way in hell that the first couple days of me getting to know some guy, I'm going to let him in to my house where my kids lay their head. It's going to take some time. Yeah, my past fucked all that up, but at the end of the day, my past taught me something. And I'm not going to sit here and make the same mistakes my mom did. I'm going to sit here, protect, and defend my child. So, yeah, if you a nigga, for example, you a man, and I'm not going to call him no boy because I don't mess with no boys. If you're a man, you a nigga, however you want to call yourself. If you don't have a house, and if you can't afford a hotel or a room for us to stay in, you're not coming to my crib. You don't get to know my kids until maybe months later. Until I feel comfortable. Until I get to know you a little bit. And we never get to know nobody. But that's who I am. I don't want my kids to have my past. I don't want them to go through what I went through. I take my past and I analyzed it. And then instead of sitting here and getting mad at the world and shutting it down like I was at one point, I turned that pain into motivation. I sat here and I said, how the fuck can I fight this feeling? How can I sit here and I overcome this situation? And the best way to do it was, I gotta work. I gotta fight. I gotta sit here, build something for my kids, occupy my head in something, and not think about what was going on in the past. I don't want nothing negative in my life. I don't want to keep thinking negative. I want to think positive. I want to accomplish this. I want to enjoy my kids. I don't want to stay stuck. I want to be able to move forward. I want my kids to look up to me. Right now, as time goes by, all I can say is that my kids, to me, they're my heroes. My kids are my heroes. They saved me more times than anybody has ever saved me. My kids have saved me more times than anybody in this world has ever saved me. I can't count the times that my kids have saved me. Like, I believe that with the same passion that we make these kids with, it's the same passion we should fight for these kids. They didn't ask to be brought into this world. They didn't ask for none of the suffering. They didn't ask for none of the stuff that's happening. They were brought into this world because we wanted to. We were brought into this world because our parents wanted to, whether it was through a simple mistake or not. They chose to do what they decided to do, and we're here. We chose to do what we decided to do, now they're here. So all I'm saying is that they didn't ask for the problems that are coming their way. We should have thought about that, because at the end of the day, we've had people talk to us. We've had people pull us to the side and explain to us certain situations. And a lot of us decided to say, screw it, fuck it, I don't care. But our kids don't deserve that. Like, if you haven't been through a situation like this, then you don't know what I'm talking about. But if you have been through a situation like this, then you know what I'm talking about. The stuff that's going on with our kids nowadays go hand in hand. What is going on with our kids go hand in hand. the school situation, house situations, along with the community. I don't get tired of seeing it in every video. I'm sorry, I apologize. I don't get tired of saying it in every video. The bullying is happening for lots of reasons. You don't know what's going on in this bully's house. You don't know what's going on in this kid's house, in this child's house, in his environment. What is making him lash out the way him or her is lashing out? These bullies at a young age need help. Now, if it's a bully, once he has his teenage age, I would say like between 17, 18, 19, 20, 16 even, 15 when they start working, I think, they should start paying for their consequences. The same way that the victim has to sit here in a jail cell for 24 hours or have to sit there and wait for a court appointment or get house arrest, or I could just keep going, that's what the bully deserves. They have a law now where they're saying they're going to arrest the parents. What if the parents is going out their way to help their child? There's so many ways to go about this, but the government was only looking for money, I guess. But damn, like I know y'all getting tired of all this, everything that's happening. I mean, like, we're supposed to be family, like, right? You consider each other family. Y'all consider each other friends. Y'all call yourselves this. Y'all call yourselves that. Blah blah blah. But what is the definition of family? And I'm not going to get tired of saying it today, and I'm not going to get tired of saying it tomorrow in none of my videos. Like, I always say that water is thicker than blood. I feel alive when I'm next to the family that I created. I feel like I can give when I'm next to the family that I've created. I feel happy when I'm next to the family that I created. Now, when I'm next to my own family, I feel like I got to shut down. I feel like I can't trust nobody. And it doesn't go like that towards everybody in my family, because out of my whole family, which I've heard is thousands of people, the Rodriguez/Lopez family, I could say that I only deal with 5 of them. Lie to you not. And they're all cousins. Maybe 5. And only reason I deal with them is because they're there through thick and thin. And they're still a part of the family that I created. Now, everybody else, I can't say the same thing. I can't say when you come up and you pop up out of nowhere, then you first sit here and want to sit and judge my book by its title without taking the time to learn my history, that I want to get to know you or that I want anything from you. I don't consider you family at all. I don't know you. How about you pop up a little more often, break the ice, and then be like, all right, I've known of you, but you don't know of me. Like, people think that respect is given. That John is not just given. That John is earned. You want respect, you earn that respect. You don't just come here and think that because, I'm family, I deserve that shit. You don't deserve that shit just because you family. Earn that shit. I apologize for my cursing, but y'all don't know how I feel right now. Like, it's so much that I want to say, but at the end of the day, like always, I have to be the humble person. I have to be the better person. But you know what? I don't mind it, because at the end of the day, I'm teaching my kids something. I'm teaching them manners. I'm teaching them respect. I'm teaching them loyalty. Which, that's another thing that a lot of people got fucked up. They don't understand what the real meaning of loyalty is. They think that to be loyal, you have to pick sides. And it ain't like that either. So, all I'm trying to say is that I don't even know how to put it. And this video is not for, anybody to take it wrong. Like I've said yesterday, these are all my opinions. Always going to be my opinions. They're going to continue to be my opinions. But enough is enough. When are we going to break the cycle? I've made my stand for everything that I believe in, regardless of everything that my family has put me through. For example, like before my mom passed away, I needed so much help. I'm a single mother of 3 kids, and my life is based on working and taking care of my kids. Maybe 3 people stepped up, and even though they stepped up, everything was dealt through a phone. I had to deal with everything, right? My whole thing is now my mom is deceased, and I'm the one in charge of everything. And I'm not saying that I can't do it. All I'm saying is that when it comes to family, I don't even want to depend on them, because at the end of the day, all they do is create their own drama and get us, the young ones, involved in it. Like, if your family, instead of making us drown, pull your hand out. Grab our hand and lift us out the water from drowning instead of pushing our heads in deeper into the water and drowning us even more. Like, how can you call yourself family and just push us? Like, I noticed that family is the first ones to sit here, and once they notice that you're doing good, they want you to do bad. I don't know why. Like, I just don't know why. But it's just like that. But the family that you created, those are the ones that are every day pushing you, motivating you, picking you up, lifting you up, not letting you fall. And I am grateful to God for all those that are next to me. Like, my riders for life. Like I said, the family that I created, I don't see us just as family. I see us as riders. And we're going to be there for each other to the very end, so the motherfuckers' wheels fall off. Because it's crazy, like I was just saying, like, my mom just recently passed away. Now everybody want to put their six senses into it. Everybody knows how to deal with my siblings. Now everybody knows what to do. And not once a day of their life they came down here and sat down and ate at the table with us and talked to us. Now, certain members of my family is reaping the consequences of what they did. And guess who they blaming? Y'all shorty. But guess what? Back up. I don't care. You want to know why? Because I got my head held high. I am doing exactly what I have to do and what I'm supposed to do. And I'm not turning back. Because if I didn't have y'all when I needed y'all. Now that I don't need y'all and I'm doing what I got to do, I don't need y'all. All I'm saying is people need to start coming together. The urban community is the worst. They say that white people is so racist and this and that. But yo, we are so racist amongst each other. We hate each other, we envy each other, and we look for fights for no goddamn reason. Instead of sitting here and supporting us, we don't. We come at each other. We try to say that we're better than this person, or we try to say that I did that before you did. And it shouldn't even be like that. I believe that every female should realize that we're queens. We should push each other and motivate each other up and not down. Every king needs to realize the same thing and sit here and back up his queen. But there's a lot of females out here that instead of being who she truly is more ratchet than anything. Like, y'all sitting here locking our men up, for example. Like, there's certain ways that you could do a lot of things, but a lot of us females act on emotion, and I know a lot of females is about to get mad with what I'm about to say, but at the end of the day, we do act in emotion, and when there's something going on, the first thing we do is scream and shout and get mad and start accusing and blaming. And there's a lot of men that get in their feelings and do the same thing, but that's another topic. But the whole point of this is I want y'all to peep that a lot of our urban men is going missing. A lot of our urban men is getting locked up, put away, and then going missing. It's so much to the story. Like, when we get to the podcast, I'm going to get deeper and deeper into certain topics. But right now, like I said, this is my story. This is my truth. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not scared of it. Because at the end of the day, from a young age, I got put a responsibility on my shoulder that I didn't know how to deal with, but I learned how to. At a young age, I had to sit here and raise kids that were never mine, but I did. At a young age, I got put through a test after test after test, and I'm not sure if I passed them. I'm not sure what happened, but at the end of the day, today, I know that I am sitting here standing tall with my head held high because of my past. I'm not ashamed of it. There was a point in time where, like I said in the beginning of his life, I shut the world down because of my past. But as time went by, the people that I let around me is the people that helped me. The people that I opened up my doors to, the ones that you see me every day get hyped about, the ones I go to and just tell them, because I don't talk, like I said it before, I don't talk about my feelings. I don't speak about a lot of stuff. I do give my opinions and stuff like that. But when it comes to my personal life, if you know me, my personal life is private. I don't speak about it, especially when it comes to my past. Because at the end of the day, I don't need nobody's pity, and I don't need nothing from nobody. If I sat here and I explain something to you, I'm telling it to you so that you can understand my point of view, so that you can understand who I am and where I come from. Not for you to sit here and feel any type of way towards me, or for you to try to help me. I don't need a superhero. I've done it on my own. Like I've said, it's like, I know that a lot of us, they get raped at a young age. They get molested at a young age. We go through a lot of stuff. A lot of females, a lot of males, they turn gay, they turn bi, they turn trans. They do this, they do that. I didn't know what to do when I was young, and all I felt was pain. Right now, I am diagnosed with I forgot what it's called, but I'm antisocial. Like, I really can't be around a lot of noise. I can't be around a lot of people. And I don't mind it because when I'm by myself, I can get a lot of work done. When I go to work and I work alone, I get it done. I get the job done. I could work with a partner at the same time and do the same thing. And I've gotten asked a lot of questions. Why are you so quiet? Why you're like this? We all have a past that comes with us. It's a matter of how we deal with it, how we overcome it. And I consider myself a warrior. I consider myself a survivor. And if I can help the next person with my story, then I will. That's why, like I said, like, once I hit a certain age, I started changing. My son made me see things a lot different. When I had him, my whole life changed. I had to change a lot of the stuff that I was doing to fit him. Then I had his brother. And once again, like I said, I had to make a lot of sacrifices to fit him. Now we're hopping into Berwin's story a little bit, but a lot of y'all know Berwin's story. Because if y'all look up on my YouTube, I have a video explaining from when I had my son to the very day of the incident of the school, how I fought for him in the school, how it became, how it came about with me getting the lawyer, the lawsuit, and him getting adjudicated from the school. And y'all now know my past. Y'all know why I am the way I am, why I fight so hard. Because at the end of the day, like I've said, it's just me right now. And all 3 of them kids. And 2 of them kids got a father that's diseased. And it's not like I could just say, Alakazam, just get up. Come help me with your child. Like, no, that's not possible, y'all. Like, as a mother, I'm going to fight for my kids. I'm going to do the best way that I can. I'm going to do everything that I have to do by any means necessary. Like, you fuck with my child, all I can tell you is that Griselda Blanco is coming out of me. And you is going to pay the consequences like all her husbands did. And anybody that got in her way. That's how I feel. I can't sit here and be that mother that watches their child suffer through anything. Through a bullying, through molestation, through rape. I don't care. I can't be that mom. I can't see my child shed the same tears that I shed at all. Can't see my child sit here and say, I want to take my life because nobody cares. Because I felt like that when I was younger. And even though it's 2 different situations, it's still bullying. Because when you're an aggressor, you're doing it because you got more power or because you think that you can do this. And it's not fair when you're taking advantage of somebody that is scared shitless. So yeah, I'm going to sit here and show my son how to fight, defend for himself, and do what he got to do and overcome a lot of situations. When my son was getting picked on in school, I was in that school every day like if I was a student. Every day. Mind you, I had to sit here and sign a background check. I did it. Ms. Santiago, 6 months, probably by next year, you'll be able to sit in your child's classroom and observe what's going on so that you can see yeti. Nothing. Nothing to the day that my son had the incident in that school. And with a teacher that I myself believe that needed a bigger background check. I'm not the only one that thought the teacher was a heroin addict, and that's all coming out now because at the end of the day, with the way the teacher presented herself, even when she went up to court, you could tell. But like I said, my son ended up with a judge that was feminist, I could just keep going. I guess she had a thing against men, for real. And for my son's first offense, and I'm telling you, it was his first offense, and it was him defending himself. And I had all paper receipts. I have everything, all the proof that landed towards him, STS reports, everything. All the reports I have on my hand. That's how the lawyer won the lawsuit, Michael Bash. Even with her having all this proof, she didn't want to hear nothing. She sat there, she judged my son. She said everything she had to say to the point where she had me shook for 1 second. But right now, I'm going to fight because I'm learning more about this adjudication stuff that my son is in. And I'm not going to give up because he's only 13 now. This incident happened when he was 11. So he turns 18, I will not stop fighting for my son. And I'm not even going to stop fighting when he turns 18, all the way until he turns 21, because that's the legal age right there. Because even when he's 18, he still needs my signature in school. But I'm going to fight for a lawyer to try to get him within these next couple of years. I'm hoping I got time. And I also heard that I could also sue the officer that arrested my child. First of all, he arrested my son without reading his rights. And the principal was not supposed to arrest my child. Him being on the IEP and him defending himself from a bully, especially when the STS told the principal that it was a crisis situation. So basically today, with my live, all I'm doing is hoping that I can reach a lot of people, have y'all understand why I fight so hard and why I won't quit. Because at the end of the day, we all have our story. And you can't judge a book by its cover. You have to read page by page to understand. You skip the chapters, you skip the pages, you will never understand my story. All I'm saying is that we could all survive if we come together. Why is it that the urban community has to be against each other? Why fight each other? What the fuck for? Y'all tell me. If we could all come together and eat at the same table, but how can we eat at the same table when there's so much envy and so much hate going on? Can y'all sit here and explain this? I know I'm going to get judged. I know I'm going to get come at. I know there's going to be a lot of rude ass ignorant compliments at the bottom. But right now, that isn't my worry. That isn't my concern. Y'all can say and do as y'all please, but it isn't going to stop me from doing what I'm doing. I really believe that we can reach these kids. We're doing it little by little. I've had a lot of people say, Ray, you're not going to do this. You're not going to accomplish it. And little by little, I'm doing it. But that's not the problem right now. The problem is, like I'm saying, it's so much ignorance and so much hate in this world that nobody's willing to come together and do it. Like, for example, right now, I have a petition that's been going on. It's already 2 years this petition has been floating around to get signatures to put cameras in each and every one of these classrooms for our students, so that we can see what's going on in these classrooms. Why do these teachers deserve so much privacy with our kids when they show us constantly that they don't deserve it? They show us constantly that they don't care about our children. Let me stop right there real quick and give a shout out to all the teachers that are doing what they got to do and are doing in our teaching and are in the teaching field, because that is their passion. And they help these kids by any means necessary. There's a lot of good stories out there. I'm not bashing all the teachers, but I am sitting here demanding justice for our kids, because there's too much sexual harassment going on. My child was one that went through the bullying in the schools, and the principal sat there and did nothing along with the teacher. I have another petition, which is almost to 200 signatures, to get rid of the principal, Sharon Marino, from Alexander McClure for neglect of kids with special needs. And those two petitions are taking so long, but yet you see a little 2-year-old dancing in a party, twerking, and that video got 1 million views. Yet you got a petition here floating around for 2 years straight to try to get cameras in these schools to end the bullying. To end the bullying, we need it in every classroom, not just the hallways in the principal's office, the main office. We need that joint everywhere. The same way these police officers got body cameras on them, the same way they got cameras in these corners, in each and every one of these corners, to catch these drug dealers and all the bullshit that's happening in these corners. These classrooms can have cameras too. Like, we're supposedly be paying taxes for this. The taxes for the sodas and the cigarettes are all supposed to be going into the schools. They're really not. This joint is really going into more prisons to imprison more of our kids, more of our boys at that, our urban kids at that. And guess what? A lot of us dumb parents, I don't care if y'all get mad, are falling for it. Don't sit here and quit on your child. Sit here and fight for your child from the early age. Don't wait for the situations to get worse and then say, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's happening. Drop that cell phone down for a quick second and ignore the partying on the weekends. Stop worrying about having so much fun and take 1 second and realize that your life is fucking, it's not as perfect as you see it, as you think it is. We got to pay attention to these kids. Parents, it's not just up to the teachers to teach our kids. It's also up to us. That's why earlier I said all this goes hand in hand. Because something is making this kid pick on this other kid. And this child right here that's getting picked on is shutting down and lashing out for a reason. But everybody is ignoring it. Everybody want to sit here and pinpoint fingers and not give a fuck. But they want to give a fuck after this child is dead. Or after something really bad happened, or after this child is behind bars. That's when you see everybody screaming that something should be done. But so many people out here giving y'all the idea, the chance, and the opportunity, and so many people are ignoring it. Why? Because it's not a video of a little kid, a little girl, a little boy, 2 years old, 3 years old, dancing in the club or dancing in the party, as y'all call it, twerking on each other. Like, come on, man, is y'all serious? Because it's not a video of 2 kids beating each other to a pulp out in the community, or of a man shooting another man in the community. Because it's not of a video of gangsters killing each other in the corners. That's why the petitions like this don't go viral. Because, I'm sorry, and I hope nobody gets mad and takes this offensive, because it's not 2 females kissing each other or 2 men kissing each other. That's the most I'm going to say on that part. I have nothing against what people do behind closed doors. But our kids' minds are still developing. They're still developing. And what we do in front of them is what they're going to do out there. Stop pointing fingers at everybody and admit to your mistakes and your flaws and figure out how to fix it when you still got time and chance to do it. I hear everybody saying that my past. All I'm saying is speak your truth. Admit to it and figure out how to deal with it. Because we all got a past with us. All of us. And it's a matter of how we deal with it. How we overcome it. PTSD is something that is not easy to deal with. Neither is suicide. And right now, our kids, I have a video up on my YouTube. I'm about to update it so y'all can go check out my YouTube. If y'all haven't checked my YouTube out, do so and subscribe because there's more videos coming up. Especially the video of how can we make our schools more safer. Our kids' opinions matter. So stay tuned to that so that y'all can see what our kids think about and how can we make our schools better. Because at the end of the day, we also got to ask them. How can we make our schools better? Like, there's so much happening right now in our communities, between families, like, gosh, to sit here and put all that into a live is going to be crazy. Not even into, I wouldn't even do it trying to edit a video. So it's just, that's going to take time. That would be video after video after video. But my whole point is that we could do better. We could try better. I don't even know how to do it, but I think that nobody's even going to get it. In my opinion, nobody's going to understand, and people won't start doing nothing until it's actually them that actually have to experience certain things like that and actually go through what certain families have went through. I don't understand why is it that you actually have to go through the misery or the pain for you to actually make a stand. But I guess that's how life is and how it's going to keep being. But me, I don't know what is it in me that I still believe and I still have faith. Maybe I'm wrong on that part, but at the end of the day, as long as I got 3 children and their hearts are beating and they're breathing, I'm going to fight for them to the very end. I'm going to ride for them to the very end. And for a lot of people out there who say family, I'm family, I'm family. If you're family, get your shit together. Because at the end of the day, family supports family. Family not supposed to bring family down. Family not supposed to talk about family. Family not supposed to cut family. At the end of the day, a lot of us deserve the mark of Canaan because god damn, so much betrayal between brothers and sisters and cousins and so much bullshit. But yo, at the end of the day, you know what really is? The elders. Some of the elders nowadays need to get it together too, so that the young ones could follow. Like for example, us, the ones that follow them. Like, how is it that? Tell me that I'm wrong. Between a lot of families, because my family on my mom's side is one of them. I can't talk shit about my dad's side on some real shit, and I don't give a fuck who gets mad. I can't talk shit about somebody that I don't know just because I've heard. I can't talk. But how is it that the elders sit here and cause so much drama, then put us, the kids, in it, and we're the ones that end up beefing, fighting, arguing, and killing each other? Do y'all realize what y'all doing? Like, I don't understand why they do it or what the heck goes on through their minds. I think some of the elders in our families got amnesia, got schizophrenia, got Alzheimer's or something at an early age. Because, like, in my situation, when y'all say y'all want to help y'all kids and stuff like that, it's not y'all coming together and creating your own story and your own drama. It's y'all coming together, figuring a way how to make them come together. You don't get in it. You don't do for them. You sit there and you support them. But I'm trying to figure out why is it that in the urban community is the opposite. But then they got the nerve to sit there, I'm right, I'm right. Like, can y'all give y'all kids a little bit of profit and when they're doing something right, always telling them that they don't know what they're doing and that this is not right, all because we're older, we know better? That's not always true. See, y'all mistakes makes a lot of us learn and not want to do the same thing y'all doing. Like, I'm going to keep saying it. Family is not who we're born into. Family is what we make. Because sometimes the family that we're born into doesn't really help you at all. They say they do, but in reality, they just make your situation worse. And I don't know why. Like, I wish I did, but I'm not going to dwell on that shit. At the end of the day, I'm doing too good for me to sit here and figure out why a lot of family members come at their own family members when they're actually up. Instead of sitting here and make them feel like love and support, y'all sit here and make them feel hate. And then wonder why y'all get rejected and pushed to the curve. Y'all brought it upon yourselves. Like, this live was going to be raw and uncut, and I really don't care how a lot of people feel. And the ones, like I said, that was going to get mad the most would be some of my family members. But at the end of the day, like I said, family is supposed to be there for family. You don't drag them down through the dirt or make them go through hell. You're there. You fight. You bring each other up, not down. That's my opinion. Y'all got y'all can leave it. But at the end of the day, I just get fed up with this shit. I'm one that breaks the cycle. I'm not one that continues the cycle at all. Hate that shit. Like, if you got some negative shit, keep that energy over there. Keep that shit over there. Because I don't need it. And by the way, y'all, check our other Facebook channels out. Riders for Life. We fight to reunite at the Surviving Warriors and Foods Works. Is a sub page on both our pages. Me and my partner. Go check out Josephine Velez, me, myself, and I. For the Foods Works, and y'all can check me out for the clothing line. We're doing this together, but dividing it in two is easier, so that way we can both focus. And y'all gotta try the patillos out. Them Jones is popping, and we will give out a free sample for each and every one of y'all orders when they get fulfilled. When y'all do get them, check our website out. We have the links to the petitions on the website. We have a whole page just for the petitions, for the school stuff, for what we're trying to do with our schools. It's a whole page for that on our website. Go check out on our website. We also got the Foods Works page. And we also have the page for the rec center and the community center. So go check that out and show us some love and support. Keep sharing this video. Help me spread our message. And like I said, don't be scared of speaking your truth. I ain't scared to speak my truth. There's no shame in my game on everything that I do. At the end of the day, when I make a mistake, I learn from it, and I do what I gotta do. Keep my head held high, and I'll make sure that I do everything to the best of my knowledge. My little ass, listen, when I used to get in trouble with my mom, her punishment to me, because I used to love how to read. I used to love reading. I used to love going to school. I stopped wanting to go to school because she made me feel like I was doing something wrong. Whenever she would get mad at me, she would take away my books. She would, like, if you ever knew me when I was younger and you walked into my room, you knew that I always loved having bookshelves. On my bookshelves, I would have books, whatever, whether it was coloring books, reading books, any type of shit, but it was always books on them Jones because I loved to read. Her punishment to me was by taking that away. Her punishment to me was that whenever I had a problem in school, she wouldn't go up to the school. She said, fuck it, you're on your own. Way before I got pregnant. The reason that I did get pregnant with my son was because I wanted to get out my house so bad. And when my baby pops walked into my life, it was like, boom, like, he showed me so many things that I've never seen in somebody that it was like, this was my way out. And I really, really fell in love with this man at a young ass age. And it's crazy because all I wanted was just to leave my mom's house. Just to get out that hellhole that I was going through. Like, my mom wasn't a bad person all the way. It's just that she didn't know how to be a mom. And I learned that now that I'm older, learning the stories, and learning a little bit about her. You know, I don't know shit about her family in reality, just about the certain people that I've been meeting for the past 10 years. 30 years old, and I'm just starting to meet my family. It's been 10 years old that I'm meeting my family. The first time that I met maybe 2 or 3 people of my family, I was like, I would say 9 years old. I met one person. That was one of my aunts that came from PR. And then after that, I met 2 more, and I was like 14 years old. And now that I'm 30 is when I'm starting to meet a lot of people after she passed away. So it's like, I've been a loner my whole life. I've been doing this shit my whole life. And yeah, like when people say something or do something about me, no, shit don't faze me. And they try to pick at me to make me get pissed off. Back then, it would have worked. The mother now, right here, Miss Racheal, which is a mother right now, the humble person right now, no, that's not going to work. You provoking me, picking at me, trying to get me to do this and no. One thing is that I can assure everybody is that I'm well educated. I may have not finished my high school at all, but that's because due to my past, like I said, y'all go ahead and step in and, you know, walk a mile in my shoes for 1 second. Live my life and see if y'all can handle it. But like I said, I started everything at a young age, and regardless of what I went through, I still picked up, and I'm still trying to do certain things. Like, for example, the school is one thing that I will not quit. I'm going to keep trying. The only thing that's fucking me up in school is math. I'm not good at math. I pass every subject with flying colors, but when it comes to the GED and everything else, you don't pass that math test, you ain't passing shit. So, yeah, I'm still working on it. I give it breaks, long breaks here and there, but I'm still working on getting my high school diploma and everything else. But other than that, I'm doing it. It's not like I have somebody sitting here paving the way for me. I'm paving my own way. And yeah, it's taking me some time, and I'm getting certain places. I'm not where I want to be. I'm where I'm supposed to be. And that's how I'm starting to see things. I'm letting my faith in God, and I'm starting to believe a whole lot more. For your kids, imagine you almost losing your child. What would you do? What would you do if you almost lost your child? How would you change your life? Or would you leave your life the same way? Would you still be doing the same dumb shit if you almost lost your child? No. You would try to change everything that led you to the point that you almost lost your child. And I'm not saying that every parent that goes through this is their fault. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm saying I had to learn how to deal and pass certain situations. Some of us have help, some of us don't. But I had to let go of a lot of people in my life. I had to lose a lot of people that I thought that was there, and they really wasn't. They was just making certain situations worse for me. And right now, my circle is very, very small. Really small. But I I know what's going on around me. I know what's going on with my kids. I listen to my kids. And the people around me, they help me with my kids. They don't raise my kids for me. I'm raising my kids. But they help me with my kids. Something's happening. They let me know what's going on. I can't make it to a certain event. I got somebody pitching in for me. If I have a social worker meeting up with my son, one of his godparents kicking. That's family. I couldn't find that support, and I still can't find that support from nobody in my family. I'm talking about the one where, their blood runs through my veins. I couldn't get that from there. I have a sister that would sit here and charge me $100 for watching my daughter for maybe an hour or two and not change her diaper. I'm sorry to say it like that. But that's facts. Out of my whole family, I may have like 3 or 4 cousins from my mom's side that I talk to here and there almost every day, but not every day. Because at the end of the day, they took the time to get to know me. I created my own family, and for nobody, I'm willing to mess that up. And I'm going to continue to grow in this family and make it prosper, no matter what, by any means necessary. I'm going to fight for what I built, and I'm not going to let it go. I will not, and I refuse to be my mom. So if anybody in my family decides to get mad of what I said, that's on them. Because at the end of the day, I ain't speaking nothing but facts. I bust my ass ever since I was a little girl to make it to where I'm at. I sacrificed a lot of stuff. Like, it's not easy sitting here fighting to try to make it out when you have a mom that doesn't really want you to accomplish what you want to accomplish, and you have family that's there instead of helping, is digging a bigger hole. Like, I'm not sitting here knocking my mom down, but I am sitting here telling y'all that I've learned from her mistakes on what not to do over here. And even though I learned from her mistakes, I still got to learn from my own mistakes when it comes to my kids. Because at the end of the day, I got my own mistakes that I make, because there's a lot of stuff in life that I don't know just because I was too scared to cross the curve. I was too scared to cross that sidewalk. I always prefer to stay on the safe side than to get hurt. And I think a lot of us put that shield in front of us because of that hurting part. Like, how much more hurt can we take before we even sit here and put that blade in our wrist? Put that blade anywhere, or overdose off something, or just numb it with something. Like, at the end of the day, one way or another, we all numb our pain with something. Okay. She's all right. I'll do this. All I can say is right now that I admit my truth, and I can speak to my truth, and I will stand up for my truth, and I will fight for what I believe in. And right now, when it comes to my child, I will do anything for him. I'm gonna fight. I will never give up. I will not make the same mistake that our parents did with us. I am one that is willing to break the cycle. Can't sit here and I just can't sit here and make my kids go through the same shit. The way our parents taught us, the way our parents raised us. I got raised by the streets, like a lot of people out here did, but I wasn't a part of the streets. And that's where people get it confused. They be like, oh, Ray, you should know this. No, why? Because I was raised by the streets? No, there's a lot of people that raised me that didn't want me to be a part of the streets, that kept me from a lot of stuff that I didn't start learning until I was older, way older. And I'm sitting here like, damn, okay, now I'm getting this, now I understand this, blah, 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 blah. And basically that's how I learned how to make my own family. Because it's crazy, like I said, your own family will be the first ones to sit here and put your head underwater and drown you. Fucked up to say it though. Right now in my circle, if I was to ever go, anything was to ever happen to me, the only ones around me that I could trust is my partner in crime. My whole life. My kids' godparents. My son's godmom. And right now, the new addition, which is their godfather. They're spending my life for already, 9 years. Going on 10. But shit, my partner in crime, she's not my best friend. She's not my friend. She's my sister. She's been more of a sister to me than both my sisters. And I got 2 sisters that all they do is envy without realizing that, damn, can y'all appreciate a little bit? I sacrificed a lot for y'all not to feel the pain that I felt. Y'all didn't have to feel what I felt because I took it for y'all. I took the lashes. I took the whippings. Even my innocence got taken from me. Even y'all knowing that now that y'all older, y'all still don't do what y'all gotta do. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. At the end of the day, family isn't who you're born into. Family is who you create. The ones right now supporting me on this journey, the ones supporting me throughout all this, first it started off with just my partner. She went through it all. Like, that's why I say that. No man, nobody, nothing will ever get in between our friendship. Nothing, no man, no nothing will ever get in between our family. Ever. Because at the end of the day, we could get mad today and not speak for weeks. But when it's needed, you know who ends up reuniting us? Our kids. We're a family. We're riders for life. And that's what I believe in. This right here is my truth. If anything ever happens to me, my kids have nobody but them 2 people in this life. 2 people. I don't know who my father is. I've been looking for that man for a long time. And till this day, I don't know who he is. I met 2 of his kids. I know he has a total of 40 kids. I've met 2 of his sisters, I think, or 2 of his cousins. I haven't met him. I've learned about a lot of people, but I still haven't found who the main source is. So to me, family to me is the one that I've created. The ones that right there have hopped oceans for me, have cried with me, have wiped my tears. When I fell down, put their hand out and picked me up. When I was drowning, took my hand from under the water and took me out. That right there, that's what I call family. Because what I grew up into is not family. They're not. They're strangers to me. And the majority of them, I see them as enemies. Because I don't know if you're here to help me or you're here to dig a hole deeper to bury me in. And it's fucked up to say it. Because you shouldn't say that when it comes to family. But I don't know my family. And I don't give a fuck how they feel. Because at the end of the day, when you care and when you really want something and you want to show somebody something, you actually make that effort. You actually do it. You don't sit there and wait for something bad to happen to actually come and say, well, remember, I love you. I love you too. You get tired of playing pretend just to see if somebody's real or not. So I don't want to hear nothing from nobody at the end of the day. Oh, you wrong for saying this. No, I'm not wrong. Right here today, this life, I did it for a lot of people to get to know where I come from, where I came from. There's no shame in my game. I know who I am and where I came from, what made me who I am. You all right? It was lady shit.
Oh.
I said, we all woke up lady shit.
I should have been up before now.
I'm just hoping that this live helps a lot of people. I've been taking a lot of advice. I've been listening to a lot of people that's helping me grow this channel. And it's helping me with my organization and with the stuff that I'm doing. So I'm listening and I'm trying to do a little bit of everything.
I just came back, baby.
I don't mind this taking as long as this is taken, because at the end of the day, it's something that's going to benefit a lot of people. I don't want to rush into it and mess it up. sometimes I do get anxious and yeti. Y'all notice that I've slowed down a lot. For the people that have been following me from the beginning, I slowed down for the reason is, like I said, I've been learning how to do this. In the beginning, I didn't know it. I was just all over the fucking place, making a lot of videos, doing this, doing that, trying to get everybody's attention to understand where I'm coming from. But now I'm listening, and now I'm understanding, and I'm getting the hang of it. So I want to thank all those for their patience, all those that are following me, all those that are supporting us, and all those that are sharing my videos, helping us spread our messages. Stay tuned for our podcast, and also stay tuned for a lot of stuff that is coming up. Check our website out so that y'all can know what's coming up.
It's on the dresser? Okay, go ahead. Sit down. Here I come, okay? Here.
And y'all can get the updates to everything. When it comes to our giveaways, everybody, stay tuned. We will be within the next 2 months starting that up. I'm just trying to handle some business, and I'm still working on this project like I told y'all. Follow us on this page right here. Make sure to follow us if you want to stay up to date with us. We will be posting a lot of lives on our project and our journey as we're going. And basically, like I said, mostly that's all needed from y'all is love and support. Everything else, we're doing it ourselves. The donations when it comes to the rec center is more than appreciated. This rec center is for our kids, like I said. I can't speak a lot on it. But the most that I can say when it comes to the rec center, it will have a gym involved, arcades, laptops, computers for kids to do their schoolwork. It will be having a little mini library and stuff like that. So basically what the donations are is to get them more supplies, more stuff like that for the recreation center. Weights and more materials for them to enjoy themselves. This rec center will be free for our kids, but there will be a fee for the adults over 18. So let's get this started. Let's do what we gotta do. Check our webpage out. There is a donations page on the rec page, on our rec center page. It has nothing to do with the petitions. It has nothing to do with the food trucks page. It has nothing to do with the clothing line page. Now, another way to support us is through our clothing line page and by buying our food. So make sure that y'all check our clothing line page. And like I said in my other video, if you cannot afford our clothing, you can donate to. You can go to the rec center and hit the donations button, and y'all can donate $1. Anything y'all want, anything y'all donate helps. All that's gonna do is just add up and accumulate to get the stuff that we need for when we do open up the center, and we got everything in the wrap. So basically, we're just gonna be gathering a whole lot of stuff until everything is on and popping. I want to thank everybody ahead of time, for showing us the support that y'all given us. And let's do this. Like, let's do what we gotta do. Let's be the community that our kids need, and let's stand up. Let's be that voice that our kids need. I don't know why I'm stuttering right now, but I got this. And like I said, my story wasn't for y'all to feel pity, and I wasn't gonna go into details like a lot of people want me to. I can't do that because that's not for everybody's ears. And if I was to go into details, I don't think that a lot of people could really actually sit here and actually hear it without crying along with me. So I talked about it the best way that I could. And that'll be another story again for another day. So just let me know in the bottom what y'all want me to talk about when it comes to our podcast so that we can have a lot of recommendations, because that's coming up soon. Like we told y'all before, I'm only trying to get up the materials, the stuff that we need for our podcast, and then it's on and popping when it comes to that. Podcast it's gonna be named Let's Talk About It. So like I've said before, let's talk about it and let's do this. And when it comes to a lot of y'all that have been molested or raped or been through any situations like that, my best advice for you is, and I don't even know how to do this because I don't want to say something wrong or something fucked up, is listen, therapy works when it comes to this situation, and it's going to take a lot of therapy. Having yourself surrounded by people that are positive, that's another way. Basically, when you're going through any type of illness, bipolar depression, suicide, and all that stuff, it's basically like an addict trying to fight his or her addiction, people, places, and things. So this is not something easy to deal with. It's not something easy to talk about. So that's why I said basically, therapy does work. At one point in life, I thought that was bullshit. But as I got older, it does work. So just make sure you surround yourself with positive people, and anything negative in your life, throw that shit out the window. And never ever let no one have the power to take over yours. I'm about to update this video. I'm gonna put the link to the petitions on the top, put the link to my website, and the link to my YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube, follow us on this page so that y'all can stay up to date. I'm gonna leave this topic for another time, and on my next live, y'all will be hearing from my son and his progress on his private school after me taking him out from McClure, homeschooling him, and then putting him into a private school. Y'all want to get to hear from the goat's mouth his little story and how he feels about the situation. And before y'all get to hear his story, I want a lot of y'all to know that my son is diagnosed with autism. So when he's in front of the camera, he's a little, so I hope that y'all understand and have patience when I do this live. And I'm giving a heads up, I will not take, my page is monetized, I will not take no fucked up comments, no rude or disrespectful comments. I will speak up and I will say something about it. So please watch what y'all say, because at the end of the day, he's had enough. And I'm only doing this so that y'all can see that at the end of the day, even when you go through the worst of things and you fight through it, you could actually accomplish and do something. No matter how bad the situation is, you can pull through. We're surviving warriors. Check us out.